I'd like to say just 3 or 4 sentences about the project. This project was meant to start in September. Let me think about 4th or 5th of September, 1 or 2 years before the Plowdiv holiday, 6th of September. And the idea was to introduce to English speakers and English listeners in Plowdiv, not only foreign people but also native, to introduce 12 Plowdiv poets, the best ones, each one by 2 poems, 24. But anyway, we decided to start the project now to taste you, our audience, to taste this town. Is it ready to listen to poetry in English? And to start the project with both of us. We are quite different. Anton is very, very skillful. He is a real master. You will see in his poems 3, even 4 layers, different layers. I am not going to introduce him like a critic, but I would say his poetry is similar to the Marica River. The Marica River flows, but at one moment, like a horse, it jumps directly into the Mediterranean because he positions the good Bulgarian poetry traditions into the Mediterranean traditions. This is a characteristic feature of his poetry. I'm not going to speak more about him. Let me give him the opportunity to read his first poems.
Thank you for being here. Let me say that these poems, which I will read this night, are translated in 1994 when I was in the United States and I have enough time to do this. So excuse me for my bad and ancient English. But let's see how they will sound. How all things here fall in their place, and each truly corresponds to essence. The furrow follows a preceding trace, just like in grammar future follows present. Eternity and rain become allies, in rainbows momentary ignis fatuous, and gravitation in my body lies upon the gentle glide of the legatos. There's dust upon my soul, I brushed it down, and let the light into its murky closet, where spiders spin and weave at the topping crown over every sunrise and every sunset. The rider and the night to Victoria, and the black and the bleak and the black and tense bankers and the darkness of life and the walk. I was eager for a touch, I was anxious, taking a glance at the back of the wall. As a beggar on horseback I scaled, then the lasso I flung at the mains, and from gladness and fear I failed, and I fainted in bloody red plains. It's a dream. Black and green spankers were spurring, how incredible, mad, unrestrained. And it flew like a circus, my vermilion death on those mains. Oh my life, I'm the black and green rider, I'm the lunatic who you did hang. You can hear the pangs of the dying Mustang, begging the kiss of the night on the stripes. But you see, now the blood of the rain is descending from heaven to hell, and the darkness of life and the pain of death are just hooves pawing in gel. And the third one from the first part is called The Whole World. A man is coming back from the market, and what is he carrying in his bag? Oranges from Piraeus, raisins and dates from Cyprus, lemons from Egypt, and black dust from Eritrea. And maybe he has put there also 2 bowls of rice from Vietnam, a nutmeg from India, a box of Havana cigars, and a silver dagger from Andalusia. On the bottom of the bag, a bottle of tequila from midnight Mexico, canned corn from America, a packet of sugar from Brazil, but there is also coffee from Ecuador, Chinese tea and a cluster of bananas from Colombia, as well as a miniature elephant from Côte d'Ivoire, and sushi from Japan, and even half a lobster caught near Puerto Rico by the fisherman. The man is walking, bent under the weight of his bag. A pirate is perched on his shoulder from Indonesia, and under his arm he is holding tight an Irish book. A shopping bag is enough to hold half the world in it, and what would you need for the whole world? Maybe a kiss on the threshold before you take the bag and open the book. Welcome, half world, give me the other half. Thank you.
There was a boy, a very smart and childish boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. A little shy inside of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day came my way. And then we spoke of many things, fools and kings, that he said to me, the greatest thing you ever learned is just to love and be loved in return. And then one day is just to love and be loved in return.
Of small power, a little bit sad, a little bit brown, similar to a morning flower in a post-communist town, uprooted here and sowed there, tossed by the oncoming wind, forced to survive the nightmare of a herbarium with the KGB pin. Now it's democracy, there and here. And I'm picked by her, woman or girl. Even her tenderness is severe, I'll stay with her for the rest of this world. I'll trick the deaf, pay her a coin, and won't die in full, die just a little. So you will see me, the youngest poet here in Plovdiv, the most ancient city. A letter from my left to my right hand. Nobody's sitting on his chair. Nobody's cutting with his knife. Nobody's drinking in despair. Nobody's talking to his wife. Nobody's writing stupid verses, looking for words that sound the same. Nobody's poisoning air with curses. Nobody seems to be his name. Melt your ring and make a bullet. But who to punish for that forge? You better give this letter to ours truly, nobody's George. And the last one from this group, me time. You know, me time is one of the most unusual nouns in the English language. It means time for yourself, time to relax and do exactly what you enjoy to do. Me time. Just trying to keep silent and say not a single word. An hour to escape from this violent and double-faced world. Me time. So start with breaking your television. Thus break as many politicians as you can. They only live to take decisions that crush the lives of a million men. Me time. A glass of wine. A sip of music, a ruthless review of the day, detecting all your illusions, then throw them right away. Me time. To write in verse what you need to say, to kiss your daughter and your wife, to speak to God in honesty, pray. Me time, the best part of your life.
Somewhere beyond the sea, his there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, they'll stretch his arms, I go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's here beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will let me down soon. And we meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just like before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will let me down soon. And we meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just like before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I go sailing. No more sailing. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, sailing. No more sailing.
So the second part is called Allegro. The first poem is the name The Prodigal Son. The darkness is tender as home. You live in a credulous dusk, and I swear, stay there, my son, in your tone. From cold rays I am blind, I'm not spared. The threats of the drunks made me deaf. From embracement with you I have no hands. For years in home there's no one left. The windows are covered with strands. The front door, a cobweb is trailing. The rusty padlock is ice cold. The light cool and bluish is sailing. Still alive is a lie I once told. You can hear the devil is sobbing, and Jesus is dead on the cross and the bay. You fool, silly thing, where you're going? My plasma and blood, do not run away. The mermaids. I swam to the shallow in the secret of at night, called back by the songs of the lustful mermaids. The feast now is over, and lost in delight, I'm caught by the dawn, still bound to the braids. Their breasts were glittering, white from the foam, like salty crystals in the mouth of someone who dies. And the sun was splashing its blood, and the bomb just exploded and torn the carpet of sky. Those songs I cursed and ended the music. It threw in the waves my body, bound with cord, and rotting in tentacles of yellow medusas, I dreamt of the fest on the board. Among those rocks, dry roots on the cheap, My dream was swimming in my testes, but how can I get back on the ship when the mermaids are bumping into my breast? Mary Magdalene. The evening and the morning, at the court of God, falsetto echoed the choral of eunuchs. For years I curled with gum of pines and thought my wounded body screamed in a lacuna. As she was dancing on the glowing embers, her heels were shining there like two penknives, more deadly than a poisoned arrow trembling in the guts of the Lord who's dying in gyves. When all the lads got drunk to death, they labeled the old men liars and wallowed down and blathered. The bleeding steeds broke the muddy stables and snorted, neighed all over in leather. At morn they marched me off and blew the horns. She got up early, washed with dew. The seers still snored, and rude they tore her clothes by thorns, and flashed her teeth below with heel 2 tears. They forced her then to mate the squad of hirelings, and laid her body there flogged with rods. I love you so, said Magdalene expiring, and smiled and died beneath the crucifix in cloths. And the last poem is a little bit longer. It's dedicated to one of the most greatest Plowdiv writers, Zdravko Popov. It's called Stentor. This is an ancient Greek hero from Troy. We've been waiting for years in a camp at the gates of Troy. In the snowstorm we froze, in the dog days we broiled. All of us heroes, vagabonds, rakes and barbarians, some still in the massacre, others dead in the areas. While the hurricane whirled us and spat on the road, we've been jesting and filth at the women's of Trojans, and we dreamt every night of the town and the women in pains, how they ride under us and the rivers of blood run in veins. But the town was as dumb as a fish, and the iron-built gates, like a dark lid, just covered the lurid abysm of space. As a black ferrous spear that ripped up the garment of skies, in the nothingness vanished the masculine Apis and died. When the last of the arrows in the darkness got lost, I decided to shout at the top of my voice. Like a bellows I swelled and I soared up the blaze. From the turrets I cried at the sentinel's face. Though I worsted in contest the orderly Hermes, all I heard from the town was the barking of curs. And the fortress just looked with an eye of a jade. It occurred to me then that the Trojans were dead. Like a bellow I swelled and I soared down the plains, but the tents were deserted and my flight was in vain. All the heroes were jumping in light-winged sailboats. They were cutting the cords and were ready to float. But the sails were black and the sun was as black as a crow. Then I saw how they started to sink from the quay to the floor, like a shroud turned black by the desert of sea burning areas. The flotilla was rocking on billows and vanished the boats of barbarians. Like a bellows I swelled and I vomited fire and brimstone. From the land to the sea it replied me by foam and griffins. I will watch till the last of barbarian boats is destroyed on a stretcher of thorns, then I'll enter the gates of Troy.
title is Tenderly, the title of the whole of the part. Please, never say again these words of sorrow. Please never say to my regret. You better say let's reach tomorrow, 'cause yesterday is something to forget. Be brave. Your love's the strongest weapon. God knows the miracles it can create. Whatever life may bring to happen will be consecutive fortress to take, and your day will be longer than your night, until your heart is wiser than your brain. So, don't forget, love's always right, and never say sad words again. Behind the mirror. Every morning your beauty swims in your mirror as if it is a secret lake. You never feel the eyes of your hero, my eyes, and the pictures they take. My eyes send your face and its smallest wrinkles directly to my loving heart, where your freckles magically twinkle, so my day seems ready to start. Every evening somebody hides himself behind your mirror and takes back the face he has sent. It's me. You never know I am your hero, but my day seems ready to end. The next one is entitled Gift, and it has a moving pointer 3 times. Like water climbing up the root to be a gift for leaves and flowers, at lonely unexpected hour you came to me and said salute. The glass was full of wine, so red as sun was setting in my tower. I was alone that evening hour. You came to me, salute, you said. And no more world remained the same, and never Plovdiv looked so magic, like speaking girl of Caravaggio. Salute, you said, and came. And the last one, a piano bar song. Hey girl, you want a drink? Or just a song that I will sing? I still don't know what's it about, but I can see the thickest cloud that captures sun in your glance and makes me feel so sad at once. Hey girl, you want a drink? How many girls I've kissed, you think? Some taste so sweet, some taste so good, like sunny grass in magic wood, while others taste half wet, half bitter, like bottled tears half a liter. Hey girl, you want a drink? I'm not so rich to buy you a ring and build a home of stone and brick, but I can break the glass you lick. I'll pour my voice in glass of sound, and I will spread my song around. Hey girl, you want a drink? You gave a smile to me, I think. I'll sing for you. Don't say goodbye, 'Cause if you leave, my heart will die. I'll free the sun, I'll kill the cloud, and that is what this song's about. Something both in English and in Bulgarian, so everybody can understand. It was about 35 years ago when I started listening to Načo Gospodinov's songs. He was abroad. It was dark communism, but his songs gave me an incredible strength to survive and to struggle. I would say that his songs for this period of time, 35-36 years, for me personally, they were like a family member and helped me a lot. And when I think about the idea of this show, of this project, I must say thank you to the great Bulgarian musician Načo Gospodinov, who gradually led me to this idea to combine music and jazz. It is not something unusual, but in this way, let time show. We will try to improve things. Исках с 3-4 изречения да благодаря на великия български музикант Начо Господинов, който има голяма заслуга лично към мен в живота ми. До голяма степен неговата музика и песни в трудните времена на комунизма, когато той беше в чужбина, са формирали моя характер и са ми помагали да преодолявам различни трудности. И сега си давам сметка, че създавайки това шоу, идеята, концепцията и като цяло всичко би било невъзможно да се случи без невидимото и даже бих казал тихото присъствие на неговото майсторство, на неговото музициране, на цялата му кариера. И това ще го кажа на българския, след това ще го преведа. Преди година и няколко месеца, когато той ми прати имейл, че има напреднал артрит на пръстите и ще се наложи да преустанови концертната си дейност, между редовете чух плача му. Това ме разтърси и написах 4 стиха, една кратка строфа за това, и тя ще бъде единственото нещо, което ще прочета на български. About 15 months ago, Načo sent me a short email saying that his fingers, this very, very bad disease we called arthritis, started to spoil his singing, his playing, and he's not able to go on with his piano playing, and he must stop his performing and giving concerts. And this made me write a short poem, let's say 4 lines, and I'm going to read it in Bulgarian because it is not translated in English. Възлизаше Всевишният към кръста, в музика да се превърне свише. и да възкръсне в милчовите пръсти.
The first poem from part 3 is called Adonis. The market's full of trout and olive oil, of bondmaids, raisins, dates, and tons with mush. Under the shades of stone pines on the soil, the younger deer stalker lies in blood and gash. Now tranquil like a juvenile almighty, he's in the fields dug up by boars and beagles, and cannot hear the wails of Aphrodite, but hear the crack of doom in huntsman's bugles. And empty like a fable in the quiver, the silver bow is broken in two parts. He's on his own, facing the boar unshriven, facing the deities with a single dart. A time of myth and space, a smell of dime, and spearmints. As the view disappears, the market's life on legends, not on dimes. The legends live on daredevils and heroes. He's crawling now with spiders, ants and flies, and colder than the chilly morning dew, he'll talk for ages with the rats and mice in that forgotten by the deities wood. While rumors pass through every town and chortle, the horse and wanderers, and make them merry, 'cause death is a mythology for mortals, life is an epigraph for gods and fairies. Next one is called Aegean. I dreamt of sailing off, but then the tide caught me up in the silence of the harbor, and saw down there the former drowned men died tied together to the anchors, hard as marble. The archipelago then started to expand in shoals and jerks, denuding its hellhole. The bottom bared and sank into the sands, antiques and cups and statues wrought of gold. The archipelago was parting from the fright. The precious stones and sunken ships and lands, and sobbed and waved goodbye with mourning bands, the foamy billows as they got away. But in the day the kisses of the breeze reminded me that still the seas exist, and fallen prone I heard the cry and wheeze of all the earth deserted and dismissed. And deep my feet were dug into the cave. My fingers scooped and delved into the wreck, and when I touched the amphorae of clay and earthenware, I groped till got the cracks. The whispers of the worlds that had been perished, revived in broken pieces stuck with gum, and I divined the future by the relic, and peek into the time to come. But still my fleet of rafts and smacks expected on shore the tiding from the rising tide, to leave the port with golden cysts collected on board, and dead ancestors be the guides. I stared and gazed and peered into the dark, till lost my eyes and hearing on the watch. Dry land, I'll never see the surf to notch, I'll never hear the wind to blow the barks. From the deserted shore where I've been grieving, the sea had split me off and dropped into the bay, and I don't know if now I'm leaving, and I don't know if I'll be back someday. And the last one is called The Galley. 9 knots was the speed of the heavy black waves when they swept up the decks, and the captain was feared. In the galley the wiry, dull-headed slaves crossed in the dark spitting blood on the red yellow beards. Like a nut in a madhouse the pointer was circling, and the blackjack was hissing and flapped in the wind. Our captain just yelled till his face got purple, and the ratings went crazy and only did spin. Where to now, my sailor, both hands on the oars? As a prisoner here you just pull back and forth. See, the skies are in flames and the chasm wide open pours the waters from hell thy flood like an omen. On the slippery foredeck I'm tired to the mast, and the brand still smokes in the hand, can you hear? I'm the ship's boy who waits for a mate from the past at a daybreak to proclaim that the homeland is near. 9 knots was the speed of the fervent thick waves when they swept up the decks and the captain was speared. In the galley the wiry beef-witted slaves made the sign of the cross, spitting blood on the beards. Thank you.
It's called Angrily but Tempered. 3 poems. The first one is entitled 32 Lines. I've never thought I might be wrong. My arms are short, my dreams are long. They touch the sky, so stars are mine. I've got no reason to live in prison, but still I'm here on earth, my dear. And still this happens. Love's killed by weapons. This world is crazy. But it's amazing. We vote for dealers of death, for killers of children's future. Our hate is mutual. It grows like seed. I hate their greed. I hate their crimes. They hate my rhymes. You see, it's hard to be a bard of hate and reach the stars. I'll teach my daughter love this world like dove. I'll teach her fly the zombies from the shops of Jimmy. Still freedom is a word of future. Still daylight has not begun. I hate darkness and it's mutual, but darkness rules through Mr. Jimmy. This poem is only for Bulgarian readers. It is not possible to publish it in the Times. Sorry, but the poet has not succeeded. Sometimes he just misses the rhymes. And the last one from this group, A Cowboy. It is devoted to a friend of mine, American poet Michael Jones, from the city of Austin, Texas. I'm riding my hungry horse under the democratic sun. And guess what? Of course, I am holding a crazy gun. I'm eager to kick the next ass. In this I'm really good. This is BG, I'm not in Texas. But my gun's eager to shoot. My mother's poorest pension buys her milk and me bullets. So I ask for your attention. I'll vote by my gun duly. Is that you, Mr. President? Don't hide from me, Mr. Mayor. Why have you moved your residence behind those trees over there? But ease. This was a tricky strike. Next shot's my best shot. You wanna learn Bulgarian, Mike? Say then, мамка му и живот.
Doubting Thomas, not by a grave in vain, he did not go by law, but by the stigma's nails he wished his God to know. A joke for all the others, he almost came when said, the stigmas by your father, first tear then was shed. Before they spoke he missed, and all 11 questioned in surprise, if hell, the hell, does not exist, is it the same for Christ? And the second one is Jericho. My God, your prophets are above, but still I got by any means. Those born from flesh and love are doomed to die in sins. A mortal song like smoke, their faith is flying with the stormy wind. The Holy Ghost above us lay, and in our sleep he just did spin. These are the poets dead. They blow for us their voices. Let's hope we hear them instead, still standers shouting at the gates of Troy. Thank you.
Entitled the last part, but especially for trio to make fun of everything. So this for you especially.
Baby.
The voice. A good town. The voice. I picked the phone and answered hello and heard, good morning, honey. The sky is blue, the sun is yellow. I need your money, Mr. Ganev. The voice was sexy. I remembered a girl I flew with in a rocket. That month with her I called November. My heart she emptied and my pocket. The voice was sexy first, but second, my dreams had died. I felt the danger. I dialed back and heard a record. The tax authorities, your angels. I locked my door, but something burned inside my room with devil smell. So just before she rang me third, I picked the phone and answered, "Hello, Philippopolis." It is devoted to Načo Gospodinov. My town is sacred, unique. Its hills are places of mystery. Lovers play hide and seek with centuries and history. Tourists never chance to understand that they are an international audience. God plays piano with his band, and the hills shake their souls and bodies. You enter a pub and sit for a beer, and the person next seat looks astonishing. Cheers, my friend. Remember me, dear. I am Philip the Macedonian. His armor seems to be heavier than your everyday suit. Such are the emperors. Be clever and just answer, salute.